Hello, hello, my beloved waking gods and goddesses. Welcome to my new YouTube channel, Love, Truth, and Beauty. Do it yourself or divine in the flesh, where your pain, traumas, suffering, and dramas are golden gateways to waking up and staying awake. This is episode 6, and today I will be facilitating a guided meditation and initiating you all into the sacred marriage of the divine feminine and the divine masculine within the Hieros Gamos. Our last video, we explored leaning into forgiving Father and letting go of our daddy issues and delving into the gifts and the shadows of the divine masculine within and as expressed through the men and women of humanity. And the video before that, we explored the gifts of the divine feminine within each and every one of us, man, woman, and child, moving us all forward toward forgiving our mothers, our mommy issues, and all the women and all the inner feminine energies residing and animating us humans. Opening and learning into, leaning into the possibility, and also learning into the possibility of forgiving the feminine for all of her sins and shortcomings. So before we get started, please like this video by giving us a thumbs up. Please subscribe and do hit the notification bell along with hitting all in that YouTube notification drop menu, expansion menu, so that the YouTube will let you know when I upload. My upload schedule is Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thanks so much for joining me on this platform. I really do appreciate it. My name is Maria West, and I am your hostess of the highest, here to download, upload, inspire, and usher you into your bestest and brightest light, your bestest and brightest selves, inviting you to open your hearts, opening them up wider and wider still, emptying your minds, inviting all our inner children, our misunderstood, inner punky-ass teenagers, our frustrated, overworked, angry, irritated, under-pleasured adults to come out and receive, inviting you to also give your bestest love and appreciation to one and all, particularly beaming love and our gratitude to our beautiful planet, assisting her to enhance her earthly magica and repel and rebalance this man-made techno-enviro worldwide shit show. As you all know, we are all participating in all of this, remembering that the world is not the planet. Here we are again. We are sharing this time and space in this gorgeous matrix of light and love that spans the curvature of our earth in all directions. So this marriage of spirit, of our masculine and feminine energies, is what we are all about today. So shall we just get into it and get on with it and get still and allow yourselves to move into deep, deep silence and stillness. So just gather yourselves, get yourselves into your cozy, comfy places with some water and tea and your journals and pens close by, and just get yourself situated so that you can land right here in this moment, wherever you are, however you are, and just receive. So close your eyes, my loves. Close your eyes. Let's all receive a deep breath in and let it out. Allowing yourself to fully arrive and land right here, right now, this very moment, wherever you are, however you are, as you are. Allowing your breath to fill your body with life force pranic energy of all colors. Trusting your body to receive the colors of prana that it needs to move you into greater clarity, greater peace, experiencing a deeper level of relaxation. That's it. nice and easy, moving in your own timing, in your own rhythm, in your own way. Receiving a deep breath in, exhaling out all your love readily and easily out into your environment, gifting that love perhaps to someone that you care about, gifting your out breath filled with love out to perhaps a region in the world that you are connected with. Just nice and easy. That's it, my loves. In your own timing, in your own way. Nothing for you to do or figure out. Just breathe. On a huge inhale, bring your palms together, pressing them into each other in front of the middle of your chest. In a prayer position, a namaste in Anjali Mudra. And on an exhale, feel your body and relax and let go even more deeply than you ever have, perhaps your entire life. On a huge inhale, move your palms, still in prayer position, a namaste, an appreciation, thank you mode in front of your heart, and move your palms so that you move them just in front of the most sensitive part of your heart. Trust that you know where the sensitive part is. Trust in your knowing, even if you feel like you've no idea what you're doing. This sensitivity that you are feeling is your closure to love. Just allow this closure. It's just based on fear. And just allow yourself to open and release this fear. Do it in your own time, in your own way. Considering that any pain in your heart or heartache is about your heart closing to love. The natural state of our hearts is open. Closure of our hearts is unnatural. Notice your heart opening. Feel into your heart opening. Feel the glorious relief to be as you are, an expression of divine love, because you are the divine in the flesh. Keep breathing, my beloveds. Allow yourselves to revel in the awareness that you are experiencing. Magnify your awareness. Linger in the sweetness of being aware. Nothing for you to do except to be that awareness. On an inhale, I want you to think of someone who challenges you. And on an exhale, gift that awareness that you are experiencing this very moment away to that person. Magnify your feelings of love and generosity and care from doing this. Keep breathing, my loves. In and out, honoring your rhythm, honoring your own way. On a huge inhale, think of your mother and father, focusing on the gifts they downloaded you with. Yes, my love, the gifts. And then I want you to exhale slowly and allow any feelings of resistance, energies of stress or emotion, just allow them to arise. Notice any sensitivity in your most sensitive place of your heart. Also notice the lightness of being as you acknowledge their gifts within you. And intend to be the best of your tribal collective. Yes, you are that one person in your tribal collective that is co-creating a different pathway, a loving pathway, a more illumined pathway, a pathway that is the pathway of the heart-based new humanity. And I want you to smile a huge, sweet smile that's filled with love and grace. And on an inhale, I want you to place your right hand over the front surface of your heart, over that most sensitive place of your heart. And on an exhale, place your left hand over your belly. And I want you to breathe deeply, resting and abiding in this profound stillness and silence. Let us call on our master healing angels, our guides, our unseen friends, and our collective higher selves. I'd like to call in Ananda Mayama in co-creating this healing space for our beautiful planet Earth, all of our creatures, all of our beautiful brothers and sisters who are here to make some changes, shifts, and releases. We ask that these changes, shifts, and releases come forth readily and easily. Everything we're all able and willing to dissolve at this time. All our fears and terrors and worries and stress and our helplessness, our deepest grief and despair. Dissolving our anger, rage, and frustration and our lack of trust. Dissolving our guilt and shame and feelings of lack and self-doubt and not ever good enough, never good enough. Bringing light to those captive in darkness, challenged and in survival mode. Dissolving our judgments, our criticism, our hate, and our closure to our breath, our closure to love and our divinity, our closure to our fellow brothers and sisters. Opening our hearts and minds to align ourselves with the possibility of being absolutely perfect as we are. Nothing to fix, nothing to strive for, nothing to improve. Knowing and embodying our divinity of being human beings, being source, God, Goddess, all that is, ever evolving, ever becoming, all for the highest good, the deepest possible truth, the innermost clarity and peace, and most profound of healing. And so it is. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and do so slowly. And as you readjust and look around you, wherever you are, I invite you to pull in your consciousness through your sense of sight, your eyes and what you see, into the middle of your head. And notice the soft, focused nature of what you are seeing. And if you want, you can kind of play around with this, and you can gently move back and forth from that soft, focus reality to normal reality and check out the difference for yourself. This is a great way to remain still whilst interfacing with the outside world and maintaining a deep relationship to the silence within, so as to not get caught up in the pendulum swing of the chaos of conventional perception managed reality as promulgated by the powers that want to be, which is, by the way, one thing after another, after another, after another, after another, after another. And I know we all know that one. So one of the huge reasons to practice meditation is to be able to stay aligned and what I call vertical amidst times when we are highly reactive to outer circumstances or to world events happening in real time, crazy crowds, traffic riots, stress, long lines, fake news, 5G, techno terrors, etc. And utilizing meditation allows us to contain our energies and not lose power, especially when big shit hits the proverbial fan, right? Our last two videos focused on mom and our relationship with the divine feminine principle of receiving, and our last video on dad and our relationship with the divine masculine principle of gifting giving. Immense gratitude, my beloveds, for your courage and willingness to burn in the fires of love as you allowed old, repressed, suppressed emotions and traumas to move out of your cells and bodies and out of your unconscious and subconscious and into the light. We went deep and we looked into the feminine and masculine mirrors of our connections with mom and dad, who are our first interfaces with the divine feminine and divine masculine gifts of receiving and gift giving, which together represents our seventh sense of our innate generosity and care. Our sixth sense being that of intuition, located at our Ajna chakra, our coveted third eye, as this superpower is actually what I believe is the master key that enslaves all humanity from the limited five sense perception managed reality as pushed and promulgated by the powers that want to be, and mind controls us. Okay? This week, we marry them together, bringing the unification of opposites of the feminine and masculine, also known as the sacred marriage of spirit, the sacred marriage of the feminine and masculine within, also known as Hieros Gamos. As waking modern men and women, we get to be full on and total with all aspects of our lives. This is the totality of human experience. And so I want to thank you all for your feedback regarding our offerings thus far. And we are at our humble beginnings, my beloved, so I really do appreciate it. And I gave out some homework, lots of content, and I am appreciating the feedback that I'm receiving via emails. And I understand that this material sets off some deeply personal shifts. And I also understand that leaving a public comment isn't so appropriate, so no apologies needed. I'm totally cool by that, because it's a very vulnerable place, and I know some of you have had some interesting backlashes with mom and dad, and so I really appreciate your feedback. And if you out there are in the middle of a huge shift that's a little uncomfortable, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, email me. You can find me on the Facebook or the Instagram. I'm actually very good at getting back to people. It may take me a few days, but I will do it. And if you give me an SOS, I will get back to you as soon as I can. So really double high fives, my loves, for indulging me and reaping the benefits. And then many of you have also reported directly experiencing an incredible lightness of being. And that's what I'm talking about. So in exploring the marriage of our feminine and our masculine within, this is the unifying of opposites, as in yin-yang, being, doing, he, she, balancing our suffering with pleasure. And this is really the most basic of Tantra. And funnily enough, Tantra has such a two-dimensional slant upon it that's mainly focused on sexuality. Yet the totality of human experience, which is the totality of Tantra, sexuality is just one facet. So I'm just amazed that such focus is really just upon this one itsy bitsy facet. Okay, this marriage, the sacred marriage, is really the blending of the two energies of the feminine and masculine into one. And as we humans evolve, the awakened living state of being is unity. So that unity is alignment of heart, mind, and body with the divine. Heart, our feelings, our emotions; mind, our thoughts, our beliefs; body, our actions and our inactions or active stillness, plus the capacity to live amidst the diversity of all life whilst accessing the full range of human experience and emotion, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between and beyond, as we are ever evolving and ever becoming and avoiding nothing. And I mean nothing. Being open to everything. And this is a tough piece for folks to accept because we're inundated with all the Pollyanna stuff about focusing only on what you desire, the love and light only kind of new age bullshit kind of frame of mind, and don't go negative, and spiritually bypassing life, the other part of life that's really unpleasant, and avoiding the stuff, the dark stuff, the unpleasant, the shit storms, and labeling all that as negative, you know. That is not a juicy way to live. The juicy way to live is really encompassing all of these and understanding that all the stuff that you don't like, that is really unpleasant and ugly and evil. Yes, there is good and evil. Okay, none of this. There is no good or bad. You know, please don't go there with me. These things that we don't like are contrasting experiences that allow us to launch into a preference, a preferred reality that we can intend and move toward. Okay, so these are clarifying experiences. So let's also include them. Bless these situations because they are providing the launch pad toward our evolution. The righteous, my way is better than yours, not to forget to mention that adherence to man-made moral relativistic laws, forgetting about the existence of absolute truth and natural law. Yeah, okay, think about that. I want you to contemplate that because there is absolute truth. There is natural law, and that's something that I'm going to present down the line. But anyways, I digress. All right. So we tend to stuff down our reactivity, repress it, suppress it, put on our happy face, go to a happy place to avoid it, sidestep it, deflect it, deny it, pause it until there's a more appropriate time. I mean, that can work. Or on the other hand, we go into a full-on, emotionally over-the-top, triggered, crazy, insane tantrum, acting out behavior in public that would be probably inappropriate at a 3-year-old's birthday party. And you know what I'm saying about that, right? Okay? Ooh, not feelings, not emotions. But the problem is when we aren't real, those feelings, emotions, experiences, those traumas, they get deposited into our bodies and they get stuck there energetically into the unconscious and the subconscious. Trauma is physiological, okay? And because of that, if we don't address these unpleasant things, these shadow parts of us, and give them the light and love and attention required to bring them out into the open, we can actually begin physically manifesting all kinds of dis-ease, stones, cysts, tumors, etc. Okay? Our body's intelligence, there's a divine intelligence, and it has a deep knowing that these energies and experiences do not belong in ourselves, that we need to integrate the deep lessons that are embedded in these traumas, in these things that we avoid. Okay? And we all know who you are. I've been there. These people who smile, and yet when you observe them closely, there's a tightness that they exude. Their jaws are tight. Their faces look stressed. They look stressed. There's a palpable discomfort, a lack of aliveness, a lack of authenticity, this false calm. I call it a flat line. And quite often, this is the quiet before the storm, because quite often that shit, it eventually erupts and explodes out sideways in all directions. That kind of stuff, it is cumulative. The energy, the traumas, the painful experiences, they're cumulative, and eventually that energy hits critical mass and it has to vent. So think about the energy that has to vent out of the body and how this can manifest in tirades, in tremors, in shaking, in panic attacks, okay? In asthma attacks. Okay, those are just examples of how this can manifest. And most folks who habitually deny their feelings and emotions and default into their heads and intellect, they consistently tell me that they wish they had more energy, that they're uncomfortable around touchy-feely, expressive people, that they're actually quite afraid of them, and that they have an internal judge and critic that is constantly judging and criticizing people who are as expressive as crazy and out of control and inappropriate. And these folks often confess to me that they feel really triggered around feelings, and along with the judgments of themselves and other people's for having them, they try to make themselves look busy. They tend to pride themselves in multitasking, and no, there's no such thing as multitasking, folks, because there's at least a nanosecond in between what it is that you do and the next thing that you do and the next and the next. And the truth is, these are just strategies to avoid the real. And if you want to be awake, you can't avoid the real. Okay? You can't. I want to guide you through another short meditation on embodiment. That is being fully in your body, fully aware of the sensations in your body. So I want you to place the backs of your hands on the tops of your thighs. Okay? Palms upward toward the sky. And I want you to softly close your eyes. Okay? I want you to receive a breath. Breathing in love, slowly establish your own rhythm, receiving love, breathing out love, in with love, out with love, in with love, out with love, in with love, out with love, in with love, breathing out with love, in with love, breathing out with love. Notice any sensations in your hands. And slowly, very slowly, allow these sensations to lift your hands off your thighs, moving them through the ethers, the air. Feel the sensation of the ethers, the air against your skin as you move your hands, your palms off your thighs. Feel the air and the ethers just kiss your skin slowly, savoring these sensations, tuning into the expansion that is naturally occurring. Just nice and easy. Wherever your hands are, feeling into them right now. Just noticing any sensations, any energies. All the while, breathing in love, breathing out love. You are feeling the divine within you, the divine energies of the masculine and feminine that animate your physical body. Wherever your hands are, continue moving them up, 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 slowly. And bringing your palms together in prayer position, slowly moving through the ethers, feeling the soft movement of the ethers, of the air, pressing lightly, gently, perhaps tickling your skin, the palms of your hands as you slowly move them to meet one another in prayer position, and bringing them in front of your heart, resting there for a few moments, feeling the love that you are deeply in your body, allowing your heart to open and radiate, moving that energy outwardly in all directions. More love, allowing this love to envelop your entire body, the entire room, your neighborhood, your city, your state, your country, connecting your love with mine, receiving my love, and together gifting our collective love to our planet Gaia and our galaxy and beyond. Feeling the sensations of love within your being, your body. And as we allow our palms to slowly unfold and open in offering this divine love that we are, imagining our world, our planet, cradled in the palms of our hands, your hands, my hands. And let's just linger here for a few moments. Continuing breathing in love and exhaling love. Beautiful. Thank you all for that, beloveds. That was really, really lovely. Okay, how are we all doing? I want to talk a little bit about the homework exercises, the contemplations that I suggested at the end of the last two videos regarding the healing of the feminine and mother and the healing of the masculine and father. I'm taking a drink of water. And what I want to do is I want to be real and very transparent with you so that you can feel confident in going deep yourself, whether you share or comment, really no holds barred, and to feel inspired to unravel and integrate your own feminine and masculine within. And part of my transparency is that I'm going to be very frank with you. I do not offer anything in any of my videos that I haven't actually done myself. I mean, what would be the point? I'm not here to bullshit you. I'm not here to sell you anything. I just really just want to share some things that have really opened me and supported my own evolution as a woman in this body, in this world, with some creative ventures and energies that require my inner masculine to help me manifest them out into the world. So one of the first journaling exercises was about journaling your fears regarding your own divine feminine nature. What are your challenges? So I'm just going to share them with you. So my divine feminine nature used to scare me back in the days when I hadn't really worked through my own mommy issues. Okay, along with the feelings of mistrust and betrayal of my sisters. My mom was harsh. She was very abusive and critical. She hated men. She was mean-spirited and full on abusive. So in those days, I was really deeply fearful of receiving, because for me, my experience of receiving from the feminine meant there were strings attached. Okay, and then people would be entitled to take from me. And because of my violent background and my traumatic upbringing, I saw the feminine as pretty crazy, extremely sexual, and very, very pretty and seductive and all fluff. And I saw that she was also extremely capable of being insane, psychopathic, at the same time helpless, victimized, and vilified. That everything was her fault, and that included men, because she gave birth to men. Okay, yeah, you do the math on that. I mean, how fucked up is that? So as you can see, my universe early on was pretty messed up. I betrayed my true nature and learned to default to my masculine. And because of that, I was hell-bent on doing it all and doing it all well on my own, because part of what I learned from my mother, who hated men, is that you couldn't depend on them. Okay, they were pussies. They were going to lie. They were going to cheat. They were flakes. They weren't going to show up. And so don't even go there. Don't bother. Okay, so that's what I learned. And so I also learned from my mom, who she was either too busy, too emotional, or too nuts, or too cold. She was never the kind of mom, like if I had a problem, I would never, ever consider going to her for any kind of touchy-feely, soft place of land. There, sweetie, things are going to be okay. That shit was never going to happen. And my father was not around ever, so I didn't get that from him, okay? So that's just a little touchstone into that. So the next one is, what do you appreciate about your divine feminine nature? Okay, well, now I truly appreciate my kindness, my highly empathic, compassionate nature. I appreciate my physical beauty, my elegance, my ability to flow and kind of be easygoing, my intense creativity and self-expression, my versatility in dancing and music and singing and art and writing, and my desire for beauty, balance, and harmony, my appreciation for my deepest intuitive wisdom, my changeability, my capacity to love and devote myself to all those that I love and to those causes that are important to me. I love my ability to embody the Divine Mother in a way that was never modeled for me. So I've been a very good mommy, a very good nurturer, which, by the way, is masculine. Yet in our culture, mothering is seen as a feminine gift. Okay, I'll take that. And yet, I also appreciate and value the sacrifices that were required of me. So, I'm learning to not sacrifice, but I also value the fact that I've sacrificed a lot for the welfare of the 4 stepchildren that I have raised, co-parented over the course of my life. I also appreciate my vulnerability and my softness, my sensuality, my juiciness, and my openness to receive, be it a compliment, which I can receive now without deflecting or kind of poo-pooing, like, oh, well, this is old, or I just got my hair cut, that kind of thing. I'm willing to receive prosperity and abundance with ease and grace rather than having to work for it, sweat over it, suffer for it. I'm willing to receive an intuitive download from the divine, an inspiration. I'm willing to receive pleasure and to do so now without an apology or feeling obligated to return that. I also love my ability to be wrathful and dignified and pulling out the sword and call out bullshit in both women and men who try to get over on me, and be outrageous and unreasonable in my rage, and be total with all of my feminine qualities. Viva Dakini, right? I love that I can truly sense my truth through my body sensations, through my heart and my yoni. Yes, we women, we have 2 hearts, our physical heart and our yoni. So feel into that. All right, so that's what I have for the feminine. And now my journal entries regarding my fears regarding my own divine masculine nature. What are my challenges? Well, once upon a time, I believed that the divine masculine was a man, and I didn't trust him as far as I could throw him. Yet I saw that his cruelty and his physicality, his rage and authority were well respected and great qualities to embody, especially being myself as a 5 foot tall, 88-pound Eurasian woman. My masculine nature early on was quite unconscious. He was angry and wanted to prove himself and kick ass, everyone's ass. And I wasn't really afraid of my inner masculine, but I certainly overworked him and criticized him. In fact, I cut his balls off, actually, in denying my own inner feminine her turn to take the helm. So my inner masculine, he was on 24/7. Even in my intimate relationships, I was always a bigger man than my man. And so it was no wonder that I attracted and manifested boys looking for a sexy mommy. Okay, that's not necessarily a good thing in manifesting the one, because it's not sustainable. Also, taking downtime, resting, allowing myself to recharge, that was a challenge. And especially when I'm connected and obligated and identified with all that doing as being a reflection of my worth and deflecting of the real, like my emotions and feelings. Let's see. Okay, what do I appreciate about my divine masculine nature? My divine masculine nature, he is smart, logical, emotionally centered, courageous in his heart, walks his talk, physically masterful in practicing meditation, yoga, and martial arts. He is a major strategist. He loves science and can geek out on fixing things and is handy, calm, grounded in groundlessness, dependable, trustable, a stud, and is an amazing master manifester. And if he had to, he'd kick ass. He would defend the weak with deadly force. Okay. The next thing, which principle or energy tends to override or knock you off balance in your day-to-day? Okay, that's easy. Definitely my default patterns to being too much in my masculine and the doing. It's way better now, and I'm 60, honey. So I've had a lot of practice in exhausting myself into oblivion. I much prefer pleasure and flow and inspired doing, and I can now revel in the masculine's active stillness than default into the chaos of the feminine not knowing what the fuck to do next. So I'm able to better rest up. Okay, the next thing, who do you need to be in order to embody the sacred marriage of the divine feminine and the divine masculine? So I require being physically, emotionally vulnerable and undefended, okay? Yet able in a nanosecond to absolutely defend myself if I was physically threatened. I need to also be trusting in allowing my feminine to open and receive everything I desire, risking everything, including the possibility of losing everything, which, by the way, I've done. And I'm still here, kids. I also require my feminine to relax and trust that my masculine is actually conscious and wise and trustable, and allow my masculine to take action and do what's in right alignment with my divine purpose. And this can only occur when my feminine and masculine are both loving and courageous. That is coming from my heart, from a place of love, from life's direction of what's happening right now. Because life's directive is through circumstances. It's not based on the past. It's based on what's happening right now. And I'm required to face all my reactions, feel my feelings, experience everything, and own them without indulging them, becoming them, and believing in my stories and being willing to write a different story, tell a different story. And so this means for me, burning in the fires of love, truth, and beauty, and breathing through all my reactions, my discomforts, my terrors, especially when it gets really challenging and I'm tempted to bolt and run away and go unconscious, whilst being deeply aware of the internal wise divine within. Okay, so this is basically allowing life and whatever life circumstances to direct the now. So I have a choice of allowing life to fuck me over or allowing life to fuck me wide open. Okay? We are required to remember and own that we are born to create. That's really the bottom line. We are hardwired to create, my friends. We're here to move formless into form, make connections, communicate, and manifest as formless, unmanifest, non-physical masculine energies, which are ideas, visions, dreams, intentions, plus conscious intention, which yields form, which is feminine energies made physical, manifesting physically onto the physical plane. So ultimately, in the marriage of spirit, the sacred marriage of the divine feminine and divine masculine within, what we are doing is we are dissolving the primal separation from God, Goddess, all that is. And we are making these energies one in the physical. So the Hieros Gamos, okay, it's Greek, and it's a sexual ritual that plays out a marriage between a god and a goddess, especially when enacted in a symbolic ritual where the human participants represent the deities. It is the harmonization of opposites. In Carl Jung's book, Symbols of Transformation, the Hieros Gamos is actually one of those themes in that fabulous book. It's a wonderful book, so I recommend it. I'll put a link below. This primal separation, it runs deep within. It's instinctual, okay? This is what we are attracted to in certain people as our potential beloveds. We are seeking completion. At least that's the premise. And yet we have within us the divine masculine and feminine energies. We are already complete. So what I'd like to do is I would like to outline a ritual ceremony that you can create on your own time called the marriage of spirit, the sacred marriage of the divine feminine and divine masculine within. And so the first step is to journal about the qualities of your inner feminine and your inner masculine. Okay? The entire creation of flowing from source, it is an incredible and fascinating interplay or dance of the polarities, summed up in the ancient symbol of the sacred marriage, which it looks like the Star of David, which represents the sacred marriage of the opposite, the Hieros Gamos of antiquity. So these are the entwined triangles that represent the archetypes of the masculine and feminine, the blade and the chalice. They are also occasionally called fire and water, triangles respectively, and correspond to the yang and yin of Oriental philosophy. So the sacred symbol is found in ancient shrines in India, where it represents the god Shiva and his consort Shakti, but it's also found in the sacred writings of scholars and mystics of Judaism, where it is also known as the Seal of Solomon. So what you're going to do is you're going to write out your own sacred marriage vows. Include the elements of honoring, valuing, respecting, loving, cherishing, worshiping all that you are and are ever becoming, devoting yourself to be all yours, to be in your heart the rest of your life, no matter what happens, with or without an actual physical partner, committing to your love, values, truth, and beauty in service to the divine God, Goddess, all that is. In this vow, in these vows that you are writing, you are expressing a commitment to yourself that your true essence can never be owned, that your esteem comes from within as you are complete. You are source, God, Goddess, all that is. Expressing in a way to promise yourself that you will always love, honor, adore, worship yourself as whole, honoring your divine gifts as he, she, the holy embodiment of God, Goddess, all that is. I want you to also create a ring vow as well so that you can close the deal, so to speak. And actually buy a ring and put the ring on your finger of choice. I want you to create time and space for you to actually marry yourself or hire an actual minister or ceremonialist to hold that sacred union space for you. I want you to think about that and do invite your most intimate friends to witness and attend your wedding. Buy yourself a sacred object such as a crystal, a ring, a pendant, an ornament that represents your commitment to yourself, to love, cherish, and honor your divinity. And those of you who've done this before, consider renewing your vows. Be as elaborate and creative as you possibly can, perhaps in full costume and majesty. I want you to have fun. Celebrate your love for yourself. Throw an actual party. Send me pictures, please. So this is your assignment. I want you to create your own inner marriage ceremony. It's fun. It's powerful. And really allow yourself to really feel into what this would be like for you. So put some time into it. I'm going to close up our time together. And I thank you so much for your love and your willingness to go deep with me. Please give this video a thumbs up and a like. Share it with your friends. Please also subscribe and do hit the notification bell. I so appreciate your support and participation in my offerings here on the YouTube. Until we meet again, big love and blessings to you. And I want to close our time together by sharing one of my favorite poems by spiritual teacher Adyashanti. This poem is a poem that I've often been requested to recite when I've had the honor to minister weddings and wedding commitment renewals. And it's called The Innermost Table. You want me to speak of love? And so I will. But the love of which I can speak costs me all my coins of illusion, and so I cannot compromise its virtues nor quibble over its price. This love is divine nectar, a wine found only at the innermost table. It has seen endless days of rain and sun and harvest. It has been made wise and mellow by the passing of time. And its refined taste is uncompromising to those who prefer their wine young and overly sweet, although at times you may appear to be swept away by its dizzying effects. You will find that you have the clarity of a diamond, and the reflexes of a falcon. You will remain capable of compassion and ruthless decisiveness alike. In one hand you will hold a feather, and in the other a sword. Drink the wine of this love, and your life will change. Instead of being a gatherer of the divine light, you will be its shine. It will be the end of you and the beginning. Thank you so much for all your love and willingness to go deep within me. Until next time, be the love that you are. Share your love. Enjoy your breath. Enjoy your body. Enjoy your sensual life. Here's to love, truth, and beauty, beloveds. Mwah!